So if your printer ever does this, printed that and I was looking for my glasses. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I really thought I'm doing this, I'm rubbing my eyes, like, no,
It's the same
yeah.
piece of paper too, yeah.
Yeah.
No, something else underneath it, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
it
Oh,
just
yeah.
put everything over
Yeah,
like
yeah.
2 or 3 letters.
I really thought there was something wrong there, and I'll better call the doctor, it's happening.
Finally here.
Yeah, while we're not on, that is Carol and Linda, Carol Mateo and Linda Frank are doing a dinner or something.
What's it about?
I don't know. They just want to have us over. You know, Linda said, oh, you guys all work so hard and she's very kind.
Must be so.
But I was like,
Do we have to post it?
no, we're not making any,
I
no,
don't
it's
need to be, you know.
definitely a social event.
I should.
We don't know about it.
Yeah, right. Todd will find out.
Maybe this is how corruption happens. There's money changing hands. It's gonna happen finally. We're gonna make some money on this guy's deal.
They're both on the lake, right? So maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
They can say Linda's house.
Yeah,
I did hear her say that they wanted to thank for all that you have done. to support
Yeah.
them, and
Very
probably
sweet.
the lake.
That's very nice.
somebody going to the Conservancy, I'm gonna invite it, I guess. Brian said he going to the cocktail party tomorrow night, the Conservative, and I said, I didn't know anything about it. So,
No,
Conservancy cocktail party, I don't know.
For the lake. you
Yeah,
mean.
the task force,
Yeah.
not the Conservancy.
That's
It's at
right.
Lee Vance's house, it'll be nice, because that's some spread, man.
I didn't hear anything about it either.
No, I don't know.
Okay, we'll call meeting in order. I will make a motion that we approve the minutes of the July 1st, 2026 meeting of the Board of Selectmen.
I'll second that one.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No communications, no appointments, or resignations. The only thing I wanted to touch briefly on is follow up. I had a few phone calls from residents that got the certified letter requesting that we test their wells up by the landfill, and they were just curious, you know, they were very good. Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure it was legit,
Yeah,
you know, and what it was about, and I explained it all to them, and they were very good about it.
Any time frame on that, Jay?
No, it really depends on how quickly people respond, you know, because there was a
The homeowner.
couple that are LLCs,
Oh,
so I don't know where they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be tricky, but,
yeah.
Do you have to have all of them agreed before we can?
no, they can start right off. Well, they can start testing with those that say, yeah, you can come and do it.
Is it Aquarian or it's more of a well testing than it is water?
Their own personal wells, yeah, and it's all property.
But I mean, if you testing the water, or you test just the water, so Aquarian could do that, or a company like that, or.
No, this is an environmental. The parameters are
Yeah,
huge.
pretty strict.
Yeah. And we've been in the process of submitting that report to DEP, which is, you know, one of the recommendations and the findings. And then I think I'm gonna go to the Nettleton Hollow Association picnic again this year, and I should have some more information for those folks too.
Good idea.
Also, meeting with the Warren and Kent first selectmen, to redo our interlocal agreement. Randy has signed off on it and
Oh.
everything's good to go. He said, document's fine. And then that way we're all on the same page and there's no
That's
did
great.
we make changes to it or
No.
just that it's?
expired
More or
essentially.
less codifying it.
Oh, okay, it's expired. That's
Yeah,
good. So you'll bring it to us, so.
Yeah.
Approval, I assume that we have to approve.
On that note, then is. You know, I guess we could put this on the record. Are we gonna begin to bill Kent appropriately for the ramp?
they approved the funding.
The ramp? Not decon. We have not been billing them for the lifeguard hours at our ramp. As per the lifeguard taking over the ramp time, we've been billing Pike and some of it, but a lot of our overtime hours, this is a Linda Gomez question.
Yeah.
But if we have kind of let it slide,
Do we bill Warren, did she
I
say?
believe we do.
No, then definitely.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
Yeah, I believe that we've had that wrong. Linda will have to clarify that for us,
Okay.
but, yeah,
So when the lifeguards jump over to cover,
I think that's when it's being improperly billed at that point,
okay,
where they're not reimbursing us for their 25%.
Right.
Yeah, because if not, if it would have been Hank or up there instead, if they would have gotten billed for that year, if.
I'm speaking a
was
little
there.
bit out of school. I apologize. We've got to clarify this with Linda, but I think was planning on correcting it this year.
Okay,
We sort of let it
I'll
slide.
follow up with her on that. And the other part of the lake was we wanted to get together. This came up a couple of years ago. Our land use wasn't really comfortable with it, but we want to circle back around, take another look at getting all three towns' regulations relative to the lake on the same page, so to speak, to
Yeah.
cut out any confusion and,
Absolutely.
You know, I think-
Just leaves you open for,
yeah, and a lot of our regulations have allowed for build outs of like, Hinkle. Or I'm sorry, Tinker Hill, where it's just the regulations allowed it, but the design of the road
Yeah.
didn't. And
Right.
that's where Kevin's running into frustrations. He's gotta, clean these things up. So
Yep,
we're working on getting all that cleared up as well.
that's great.
Um,
well, I'm on that, just, I'm curious, the whole thing. I know I've read and you've said, I think here before, the whole decon thing, that's working great. We're not really having much of a problem with that, or?
No, Jim has a very comprehensive report in his hands, and I probably do too. I'll make sure you get it.
Great.
I'll forward it. Yeah.
Great, thank
Jim.
you.
That really details where we are. Steps going forward, what we can do better.
Yeah,
Some of that in
sure.
there, room for improvement. But it really details the costs and things, and
Public seems to be cooperating with you and all, and not having.
really, really great response. I've been most impressed. I've said this many times, so stop me.
Yeah.
We've all been working with this. The fishing community has been impressive to me. The transient guys really understand. They understand conservation. They
Yeah.
understand
It's like-
better than
Well,
most people. And
Fish and Rod people are one of the first people doing conservation in the
right.
day, yeah.
yeah,
That's great. And how about up at the lake? I know you had some issue you mentioned before, some people putting their boats in up at the, at the lake, at the,
Oh, the
Warm up club.
yeah.
State Park, still an
State
issue.
Park, yeah.
We're still, we've caught several things happening. DEP's aware that it's our Achilles heel. There's so little they can do.
Do they have people up there all
They
the
do
time?
not.
Yeah,
They do
and the
not.
state doesn't have people up there, right?
Nobody at any ramps throughout the state, so, we're implementing some
Okay,
things.
well, let's- I mean,
Gonna
for first
be working
year, I
on
think,
some
yeah.
things,
And trouble.
that make it better, but very difficult.
Yeah,
And the best we can do is education and awareness. We've got signage there. There people really understand that it's the Achilles heel, so they're doing better than they used to about stopping people, sending them over. I will say Jeff Gunier had eyes on it a little bit on his own
yeah.
because he works.
Oh, that's right.
He can
yeah.
almost see it. So he's been very helpful. So
That's great. Good. That's good to hear.
that's all I had, fellas.
Well, I just had two things to update. I'm not sure if I did this the last time, but on the invasives that we've been working on with Steep Rock along the river.
Yep.
It's incredible. The pictures that they have, I tried to send them here. I can show you guys, afterwards, but it's incredible when you see a picture from last year to this year. How much
Difference.
they've been wiped out. They're doing another, they just recently did another spraying. They'll do one in the fall. And next year is the last active spraying, but for those areas, but in the meantime, I met with Brian and Rory, and Rory sent me a list of all the homeowners that live along the river, from the firehouse through Steep Rock area here. So I wanted to talk to, send a letter from us asking them, the homeowners, to come to a meeting to talk about the next steps next year, starting doing invasives along this part. But if the homeowners aren't involved, it's sort of like,
I'll come,
Yeah.
please, and I'd like to include Canoe Brook.
yeah, that's.
And it is thick, right the way down. Canoe
And
Brook.
we did.
My property, I pull it out twice a year.
Yeah.
And it's back.
Yeah.
Within weeks.
And that's what we talked about, Canoe Brook and one other up along, somewheres along the way. So
Let's make that as public as
So
we
we-
can.
and then we're
I'll
gonna-
certainly
we
come.
are-
Other people that may not get a letter will come.
we were gonna do something in September with inviting them all to a work, a meeting, and Rory, those guys will do a presentation. They'll have the group that does the spraying come in and explain what they do.
Fantastic.
And we hope to get them to buy in. my thought, quite frankly, it was 12 grand to do the area that we had to do.
Right.
So if I would hope that we could look at putting whatever the cost is in our budget, not charge each homeowner, but just get their buy-in to do it. Because I don't think it'll be significantly more expensive than that. So it's something we can talk about later, but we gotta get, we gotta get the homeowners to be involved and let
Right.
us either do it or
Right.
help us do it. Otherwise, it's not worth doing it.
It's a waste of money. You
Yeah.
leave one property out. and-
Yeah. So-
I'm a bad
Yeah.
offender here.
Uh,
That's great, Jay.
Right.
I wonder, there's gotta be, I'm guessing grant money out there too for this,
That maybe, I mean,
Well, WAC is the recent recipient of,
right?
might be a good.
and I thought about it, might be a conservation right now, it's doing it through the sustainability committee is how it came up.
Marion,
but
how
to
do you-
your
how
point,
do you put in the minutes, 15 went.
Yeah.
Can you write that in a minute?
How do we spell that?
With a visual. With a
That could
visual.
be another opportunity for some of that money sitting in
Right.
conservation.
That's a great, Jim, I think that's a great idea. The other thing I wanted to mention, and thanks to Mary Ann's help, I've collected all the bylaws of maybe, I think probably 8, maybe 10
Wow.
committees, boards, commissions, the rest don't have, I'll take sustainability as an example. And the idea, I'm thinking, if you guys agree, I'd like to follow through with this, is that some of the, like, zoning, they go by state statute and
Mhm,
stuff, so
mhm.
they're pretty much, but the other groups like, well, take sustainability. You should have a purpose, you should list how many members are on the group. When does the members, what's the term for each member? How do they get appointed? They get appointed by, what's the process? Just so that you have that kind of thing in place. So when, so what I'd like to do is put together a draft of sort of an outline of what I think should be in there. And so anytime we appoint and go back to people like the Arts Council, the EDC, there's a big group of people, committees that don't have any kind of thing. So,
Guidance.
and I just think it's for consistency so that we have that, not to be,
Yeah.
I don't mean more
Focus for a while,
paperwork,
yeah.
but and if we form a new committee or a commission, they have to, that's part of the thing of getting them formed is that, so. When, I mean, the sustainability committee, we appoint people when we feel like, there's no.
Some of them go by ordinance and it specifies that it's like
Yes,
three,
but there's only
3-year terms or.
Yeah,
3-year
but those are all state
Okay,
sort of, yeah, but that's,
But we have ordinances that set that up.
Right.
Yeah,
but not all these things.
Not all.
Conservation, I think, is an ordinance, and zoning. Anyway, so if you guys are okay with that,
Sure.
I'll put together a draft of what I think we should do, and then ask the current committees to put that together, and at least we have some consistency about what we're doing.
Great.
So that's it for me.
Yeah.
This dovetails into the only thing that thought I should just bring up, Housatonic Valley Health Department, has an issue, not with Washington, it's mostly come up a couple of times in, New Milford, and I brought this to your attention. It had to do with a well, where the state regulation is less, restrictive than New Milford's. So the health department signs off on something and then, the homeowner goes, great, because that's the end of the process. When we sign off on a well,
Right.
I don't know if our land use, I've asked, and it's not clear, sometimes who gets the final sign off. What I have argued, and I argued this with the attorney with HVHD, is that we shouldn't be the final sign off. If they're regs on anything, we have lots of things, like there's nothing in the state guidelines or state mandates that say a proximity to a neighbor's property line. It has to do with septic and all the health department thing, right? So it may, some of them, you can't put a well right on a stone wall on the edge of your property in our town. There's zoning about that, but the health department signs off on it, the homeowner goes ahead and digs the well. So what they're now having to do is look at town ordinances. When I said, I don't think we should do that. It shouldn't be the health department to go through and make sure they're in compliance with all the ordinances. It's up to the town, still have the final sign off, I think.
Yeah.
It's in these things, and they were sort of looking at that as a change.
But I think that's already the case. I'm surprised that
It's not the case in New Milford, right?
in Washington, it's gonna be done by HVHD, Shelley, and Peter Bowman
Right.
and,
Uh,
For a well,
yeah,
yeah, that,
anything you do in your
right,
home.
and that's what I said, they said, and a lot of the sanitarians in the room, that are some of them on the board, that's, you know, they're good board members for that
Mhm.
board for obvious reason, said, nah, pretty much the well in most towns is different than the rest of the stuff, so.
Meaning that if the health department signs off, people can just go dig the well. They don't have to go back.
Apparently into Milford, but anyhow, so it's something that we may, and to Jim's point, I really should talk to Shelley about this and see if it's a problem here. It hasn't been, it's only been into Milford, so you're not concerned, so.
No, only because I do know that those three entities. And at certain times Troy have a hand in everything that gets done.
Right,
Yeah, especially wells, septic, generator.
right.
All health department, all.
None of it made any
Yeah.
sense to
I
me.
mean, the confusion to me is though, if I think it's the health department, I go down to there and I get them to approve this well. I mean, so I call a company and have them come over and dig the well. I don't have to stop with it. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
sounds
but
like I could
you-
assume
you're
that
gonna,
I don't have to deal with the town if those guys,
well, your first step almost always is land use.
yeah, so that's.
So that, and they're gonna send
Tell
you
you.
to
Right.
HVHD, but they're also gonna tell you, you need this, and this.
Sure.
You hope.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
if they've sent you to the health department and said that's all you need,
That's that's on us. then.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm,
right,
mhm.
good,
So-
okay, I got you.
that's it for me.
Great, thank you, Dean, thank you, Jay, I'm gonna skip right to visitors.
Mary Ann?
Think we're all set there.
Anything?
I'd make a motion, we adjourn,
All right, second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody, have a